Alright, today I'm going to be disassembling your average AR-15. This happens to be a Smith & Wesson M&P 15. I got this gun for my 14th birthday, and I'm now 16, and I've been using this gun a lot, and I really like it. It's a great weapons platform if you want to do tactical things, accessories. I'm not a real tactical guy, but as you can see, I only have the I have a vertical grip. That's about it. And I have my my quad rail. Of course, you need that to put on your vertical grip. But that's all I'm doing. But anyway, this is a disassembly video on your average AR-15 rifle, and all you'll really need for this is a pair of needle nose pliers. Any size will do. Flat blade screwdriver. Any size will do. Now again, none of these are really necessary, but they just help, I find. And I'm only using this punch for a pointer throughout this video. You don't need a punch for anything. It's a nice thing for this rifle. Alright, now to disassemble this rifle, there is a pin here. Right there, you can see that. There's another pin right here. See it? It's right by the edge of the mag well. So, pop them both up. This one right here is a little bit easier. You can do that by hand. This one I'll use a flat blade screwdriver. This is one of the 2 times really you only need to use this flat blade. Some people don't even need to use them at all because the pins are easier. There, pops apart. The reason that this one is usually tighter is because it's closer to your buffer spring, which runs through here in your stock. Alright, gun pulls apart like that. Have your hammer. I recommend cleaning the face of the hammer. That's about it. Don't go into the trigger unless you really know what you're doing. Never dry fire the gun really with the hammer because it's not good for the trigger assembly. But right here, I know a lot of people like to push this down, pull the trigger. No, you don't need to do that. Now right here is your buffer. Up there, you can see that little black thing right there, that tang. You're going to need to push that down, and your trigger, your buffer will pop out, the buffer and the spring. And usually this is under pressure, and it'll only jump out to about here, so you're pretty safe. Just always be careful though. So I'm going to push that down. There it comes. Whole buffer, spring, all that. Alright, lower receiver, it's done. Now, some people get confused, but the AR-15 is 2 receivers. Upper, lower. That's it. So it's not 1 receiver. It's not your average rifle. Alright, this is your buffer. As you can hear, there's a whole bunch of weights in here, metal weights. If you ever cut one of these open, if you ever cut this open, it'll be a whole bunch of metal weights, and it's pretty cool. But this is just for recoil, so the only thing you really need to do is the face of this. Don't touch that or anything. Don't take this apart. Alright, there's a roll pin in here, but don't take it apart. Alright, just clean the face of that. That's all you need to do. You really don't even need to touch this spring. I wouldn't really touch it. You only need to clean it. Don't mess with things on a gun that you don't need to. Alright, next we have our upper receiver. Now you're going to act as if you're chambering around. Fingers on the charging handle. Pull back. This assembly slides out. Bolt will fall out first. Bolt. Charging handle. There you go. Alright, now you're going to want to clean both of these, get in your barrel. Now the last thing I recommend doing is I'd say 400 or 500 rounds in there. See that silver part in there? Right there? Clean in that, it's your gas tube. So what you want to do is, here for example, this is my product I like to use. It's called Gunk Out. Put your little tube in there, put that in there, it actually fits inside your gas tube. Just spray that inside your gas tube, it's all safe, and it'll spray all the gunk out. It'll come through your front sight post right here, which is where your gas tube starts. Come down here, drip through your barrel. So face it down, put your barrel like that, spray it, and it's going to come out. So always put a paper towel at this end. This is just I just want to show you how to clean this thoroughly. Alright, you'll notice pliers. This is a bolt disassembly video too. So, in there is a pin in that divot right there. So you're just going to take that pin out right there, pair of needle nose pliers. There. That pin's going to get dirty too. Next comes your firing pin. Firing pin comes out. There's your firing pin. Clean that. And that is a disassembled bolt. These three pieces right here, pin, firing pin, bolt body. This is your bolt body. Alright, now to reassemble to get your complete bolt, there's a couple things you're going to need to know. First off, the face of the bolt body needs to be all the way to the front like that. All the way to the front. And this tab right here, I don't know how well you can see that. This needs to be horizontal. So if you're looking at it this way, it needs to be going, it's a rectangular shape. So if you're looking at it this way, it needs to be going this way. Because a lot of people, here I'll show you. There, I'm going to make that vertical. It's vertical right now. It's up and down. If I try to put my firing pin back in here, it'll be really, it's not going to go in. See, it's not going to go in all the way, no matter how much I try. I'm not actually faking this, as you can see. It's not going to go in. People get frustrated with that a lot. Make sure it's all the way to the front, and look at this. You're just going to want to turn it horizontal. Just have it horizontal like that, it'll go in fine. There. Alright, now that your firing pin's in, you're going to put in your pin, reinsert the pin. Sometimes this pin can be tough to get in, but like with anything mechanical, don't force it. Sometimes you just gotta twist it a little bit, get it in there. There you go. You just gotta be real careful with this because the pin on this is really delicate. So take your time if you need to. Alright, there's nothing wrong with rushing. It's not a speed contest. There you go. This is your assembled bolt. Now when you put it back together, this has to be all the way out. Alright, so you don't have to worry about this thing being horizontal, none of that anymore. Just make sure this is all the way out. Because this won't move. This will move. Keep this all the way out. Alright, so for reassembly we're going to do your upper receiver first. Now to do this, you want to start with the charging handle. Now, look at the charging handle. See those two notches right here? Yeah, see that? I see people all the time, they get their gun like this. And they put their charging handle in, right there. And they jam it in, and they're going like this and scratching up their coating on their charging handle. You don't want to do that, it's not going to go in. The trick to putting this in is go in through where the bolt goes, then go up. Like that. Here, click in. And you're going to only keep it right there for now. Then, with that the bolt face fully extended, put your bolt in. And inside your charging handle, there's a channel in there. See my put my finger in it. This thing right here, that runs in that channel. So you're going to feed it in there. You're always going to want to be careful when you're doing this. Alright, push it. Then once that's in, charging handle pushed all the way in first, locked in, followed by your bolt. Now both are locked in. See this? Functions now. It's functioning. That is a completed upper receiver. Now lower receiver. It's easier to put your buffer and spring together. Doesn't matter which end the spring goes in first, just put your buffer in. Got my buffer in there. Feed your spring into the hole in your stock. Don't push that tang down yet, you don't need to. Just feed your spring in. Alright, now you're going to come to that spot where the tang is. And you will see flat spots on your buffer. Machined flat spots. Find one of those and then you just push in like that. And that's it. You're good to go. That's the end of that. Now to reassemble your rifle. To reassemble the receivers and finish assembling your rifle. You're just going to put pins together. Starting with, it doesn't matter really. I recommend putting this pin first. Your pin by your mag well. Then this will snap shut, you'll hear it. Snap shut. And you're going to push that in. Make sure your gun is unloaded at all times before doing anything you've seen in this video. It's just, you always want to make sure. And now you're going to perform a dry fire. Don't overdo it with the dry fire, but it's always good to do a dry fire. Because if you put your firing pin in wrong after you do a disassembly of your bolt, you'll hear it. It'll be a high, like, ting sound, like kind of like this. That's what it'll sound like, or like a metallic thud. All right, ready? All right, that's what it should sound like on your dry fire. And that's that's how you disassemble and reassemble an AR-15, and how you disassemble and reassemble the bolt of the AR-15. Thanks for watching. Always remember to practice gun safety. You want to be as safe as possible with any firearm. And that's it. Thanks.